All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Vegan Cheetah. So I have some really big news in this video. I have a big announcement. I'm gonna come right out and say it. I am happy to be able to say that my obesity is now in remission. My struggle with obesity is in remission. It's a lot of hard work, and it's gonna be a long road ahead to really keep this thing going. But I am very happy with the way I've been able to turn this around the past couple of months with the various treatments that I've undergone. So probably about 6 months ago, maybe 8 months ago now, back in September when I got off of Suboxone, my appetite went through the roof, right? And I also strayed from the vegan diet. I had also gone to Greece, right, which was an amazing trip, but all the feta cheese that I ate did not do me any favors. And it's been really, really tough because I haven't been able to post ab shots. I haven't even been able to like flex my stomach at all in the gym. And I used to post ab shots all the time, because I have great abs when you can actually see them. And so the past, I'd say 3 months, I really started getting my act together. Even though I'm still struggling with the feta cheese addictions and just eating a lot of the non-vegan bullshit back in Virginia. I've been in LA now for almost a month. I will be here about a month before I actually leave, before we leave back for the East Coast. And before coming to LA, I really started tightening up my diet. I was fasting a lot as well. And I know a lot of people don't like the fasting thing, but fasting for me seems to work. So there's been various treatments, right? High carb, low fat, mixing intermittent fasting with that as well, really staying away from the fats, the fattier foods. I pretty much quit drinking soda and energy drinks. Like, I haven't had a Monster energy drink in a very long time, a very, very long time. I did drink some Red Bulls here and there when I was drinking vodka here in LA, but for the most part, I pretty much cut out soda. I do like Sprite. I enjoy a Sprite every couple of days. I think Sprite is great for weight loss, but trying to cut out all the Cokes, all the Monster energy drinks, and really just, tightening up my diet and getting back to high carb, low fat veganism, I think is, you let me know what you think. I'll post a couple pictures here. This is from this weekend in Laguna Beach. I feel like I look great. I'm starting to achieve that aesthetic that I had maybe 7 years ago when back in the halfway house days, before Vegan Cheetah even blew up and became a thing. So the obesity is in remission. Now, that doesn't mean that, I'm clear now. Obviously not. I have a lot of work to do. But when I look in the mirror and I see the fact that, my love handles are gone, that flab, that layer of flab over my stomach is finally gone, and I can see all 6 of my abs. Man, it's a great feeling. It feels like beating cancer, because obesity is a cancer. It really is. It's a cancer on our society. It's a cancer on this country. It's a cancer to, it actually causes cancer, or can lead to cancer. Like legit cancer in many people. So, getting this under control now in my early 30s is key. Because if I just keep blowing up, like a balloon, and I'm, 42 years old, it's going to be that much harder to beat this thing. And people die from obesity, and you don't even have to be like morbidly obese to have deleterious effects to your health, right? We all know this. If you're even 30, 40 pounds overweight, that's a huge issue. So I was not going to let myself get to that point. And a lot of people are asking, like, well, how did you do it? Like, I posted a couple of ab shots. Actually, I posted some ab shots on Instagram where I was in my Calvin Klein underwear. She didn't appreciate that too much. So it was kind of pushing the line a little bit, I guess. I had like hiked my underwear down a little bit too far. So I removed that post, as a courtesy to my fiance, and I reposted another shot where I was in shorts or something. Actually, I think it was her shorts. But reactions that I've been getting, I mean, it's been great, because I do feel like people have missed the ab shots, right? People have missed the vegan cheetah ab pictures, and now I can finally post them again. But a lot of people are asking me, like, what are you doing different? Like, you know, you went from, you know, kind of looking flabby to now you're looking super shredded and aesthetic again. And again, I got to go back to high carb, low fat veganism. You know, I don't care what the carnivores say. I don't care what all of these dietitians say. I know what works for me. I know what's worked for me in the past. So that's what I went back to. So am I following Daddy's diet? All right. Yes, I am. You know, I still garner a lot of inspiration, even though he trashed my girl. All right. Even though he's trashed me, he's called me fat. I think I needed that motivation. You know, I needed the call out video from Harley a few weeks ago. Maybe it was like a month ago now. You know, that really, it actually helped motivate me to really stick to this thing. So the high carb, low fat veganism I've been doing now for like consistently for at least 2 months. The ethical component to the vegan diet, I mean, it's still, there's a part of it that still resonates with me. Okay, I'm not saying I want to shut down all the farmers. Garland Farms is going to get pissed if he sees this video. I'm not saying I want to shut down the farmers, and I'm not saying that you know, we should put solar panels up all over these you know, animal farms, and that's going to be more sustainable or something like that. I'm not even going to make those kind of arguments. I haven't really been, you know, actively researching this aspect of it. I do think in a way veganism is kind of the road the globalists want us to go down, the New World Order wants us to go down. But, you know, is it okay to incorporate a few other things into your diet every once in a while? You know, maybe a little bit of cheese here and there. Maybe once in a while you have a filet mignon. We do eat some seafood, right? I've had seafood a couple of times since I've been in LA. Marissa really likes seafood, and, you know, Jesus ate fish. Jesus fed 5,000 people with 2 fish. So if it's good enough for Jesus, I think, you know, the pescatarian thing is probably okay. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it every single day, but the high carb, low fat vegan thing, you know, staying consistent with that like 5-6 days out of the week, that is really what's helped me to achieve my aesthetic goals. You know, I'm only 34 years old. I'm not even 35 yet. And when I look at Daddy, you know, he's like, what, 52 or something? He's 52 years old, and, you know, he looks a little gaunt. He could probably maybe back off on the cycling. And I have seen him do more weight training, which is, I think that's great. If, you know, Harley were to talk more about his weight training program. So he seems to be putting on like a little bit of muscle, you know, compared to where we've seen him like completely emaciated, I don't know, 10 years ago. I do still garner inspiration from Daddy Durainrider. So a lot of people have been asking me about that. You know, so which diet are you using? Are you following Daddy's diet? You know, yeah, I am, pretty much. I mean, because it's worked for me in the past. It's worked for him for what, like 20 plus years now. You know, there was the whole ex-vegan thing where all these, you know, you guys remember Raw Alignment, Raw Vana, all these people came out, pretty much renounced the vegan diet, or they went pescatarian, or some of them went full, I think Raw Alignment went full on carnivore at one point. I could never do that. I mean, to me, I have never done that. I've never just eaten meat or meat and dairy products only. Like, I've never done that. I don't think I would ever try that. That seems super unhealthy. I know Jay Dyer is pretty much on the all meat diet. I mean, number one, it's like, I don't want to spend that much money on food. You know, I'll spend $5,000 on a risky ass trade, but if I have to spend $200 on groceries, I'm like, oh no. So the vegan diet in general, especially the high carb vegan diet, because, you know, pastas, ramen noodles, even the chicken ramen is actually vegan as long as you don't use the chicken packets. I like bread. You know, this kind of stuff you can eat, you can be full on. Sometimes the stuff can be packed with protein. I mean, you get some chickpea pasta or something, it's a little starchy, but it's packed with protein. And I don't think I'm having any protein issues. I mean, if you look at some of these shots from Laguna Beach, I'll just play here. I mean, it's obvious I don't have an issue with protein, right? I've got pecs, I've got back muscles, I've got really nice traps. I actually love my traps. And I've been training traps for like a decade now. Hardcore. So I have a masculine physique. In fact, dare I say, my physique looks more masculine than even Daddy Durainrider's physique. A lot of these vegans, they look like bitch boys sometimes, especially if they're not weight training. Some of them could probably use testosterone supplements, especially as we get older, as men too, vegan men as we get older. You could incorporate a couple of test injections in your ass every once in a while, maybe a couple times a month, something like that. I'm currently not on any testosterone. There's a lot of men's health clinics in Virginia Beach, so it's something that I'm considering as I get older. Yeah, the high carb, low fat veganism thing. Also a lot of fasting, right? I know a lot of people, they don't like the fasting. They think it's an eating disorder, or they think that it's just not healthy. I mean, if you think about it, like 3,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, would human beings be eating every single day of the week, or would they be gorging out every single day of the week? Probably not. So is it healthy to consume massive amounts of carbs and banana smoothies every single day? I don't think so. So I do like to do some fasting here and there. I did a 2-day fast. I actually fasted, I think it was a 3-day fast. It was like almost 72 hours. So I can do a 24-hour fast pretty easily. But after that 24-hour mark, it gets harder and harder. But once you start getting to 26 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, 48 hours, the weight just starts coming off. But you got to be careful, because if you eat too quickly after that, you can rebound pretty fast. I know Marissa was doing a little bit of fasting as well. I think we were both kind of, because we were excited to see each other too. I had made plans to come out to LA to visit. I wasn't supposed to be here till like the 26th or something, which I think was yesterday. But we just couldn't take it. We spent like a month apart after hanging out for a few days in Virginia, and I couldn't take it. She couldn't take it, and I got on a plane as soon as I could, and changed my flight. And I've been out here for like a month now. But we were both fasting. I think for aesthetic purposes. But I mean, you can ask her. She agrees 100%. I mean, she even said in the vlog from Laguna Beach, she said that when she first met me, I had the dad bod going, and I did. It's shameful, really.
It's taken me like, I don't know, a good 2 months to get back here, because I was looking fat as fuck.
Yeah, you were.
And Marissa can attest to that.
Yes. You had the dad bod going when I met you.
You said I had the dad bod going?
Yes, when I met you.
Oh my gosh.
I can't even believe I met up with her looking as bad as I did. And that was, over 2 months ago now. That was like early May. So, all that being said, the high carb, low fat, the fasting, and cardio, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but the last thing I'll talk about in this video is the cardio sessions. I haven't gone in a run in maybe like 3 or 4 days now. But if I run consistently, and by consistently, I mean, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, also my knees are getting damaged, I think, from running so much over the years. So I got to be careful. I can't run 5 miles a day. I'm not 25 years old. I have to sort of keep that in perspective. But I think consistently doing cardio, it's better to be consistent than to like overdo it, right? When you start overdoing any sort of exercise, at least in my experience, your body kind of becomes immune to it. Like if I use, let's say, barbells for like a month straight, I stopped getting, the same kind of pump. It's just my body's like getting used to it now. So you constantly got to switch it up. I'll switch to dumbbells, or I'll do like, cable flies, stuff like that for the chest. So I think with the cardio, overdoing cardio is not good, because your body, my body at least, I'll keep it on the eye, kind of becomes immune to it after a while. That's why I was running pretty consistently back in, I don't know, maybe April, May, when I got back from Greece. And I was still having trouble losing the weight, until I really took the high carb, low fat veganism thing, the intermittent fasting seriously. Those are the 3 main components, I think. You don't want to overdo the cardio. You want to do it consistently 2 to 3 times a week. You don't want to forget about the dieting aspect of it, but also fasting as well. I have considered the Eugenia Cooney diet in the past, but she doesn't really reveal much information about her dieting mechanisms, but just from what I've heard. Actually, I want to shout out the Love Eugenia Cooney channel. She gave me a shout out, or they, I'm not sure who was behind the channel, But they gave me the shout out yesterday, actually. They uploaded a very old clip of me commentating on Eugenia Cooney's vegan diet by default, right? Because if she doesn't eat anything, she's essentially vegan, right? You guys let me know in the comment section down below. If you don't eat anything, is that cruelty free? I would tend to think so. You're not even harming the trees. Yeah, that channel gave me the shout out. It's on my community board post. I'll link it in the description below as well if you guys want to check that out. But it's an old video from me in LA commentating about Eugenia Cooney basically being a vegan by default. Which I still stand by that statement. I don't see Eugenia Cooney, like I can't even imagine her eating filet mignon. I can't even imagine her eating a Greek salad with feta cheese in it, you know? But so yeah, that's the 3 things that I think have really helped me. High carb, low fat veganism, daddy's diet, the fasting as well, and the cardio. Not super intense cardio. I did do 2 6-mile, I actually ran 6.06 miles back in May, and then a couple weeks later, still in May, I ran 6.66 miles. And that's the furthest I've run in like a decade probably. I don't think I've ever really ran more than 8 miles, if I can recall. It's somewhere on my Strava. But if you guys want to follow my Strava as well, please do. So yeah, that's an update. I'm happy to announce I'm in remission from obesity. You can beat obesity too. Just follow what I'm saying, follow what Daddy's saying, and we're going to get you fit. And also Cosmic Carrie, she's been losing a hell of weight just by fasting. I mean, you can check that out on Instagram. Absolutely incredible what intermittent fasting can do. You know, a lot of people think, I can't lose weight. Well, if you just stop fucking eating, you're going to lose the fucking weight.